numbers, even with American wars, they don't add up. First, I'm going to be with you, and I especially appreciate your leadership on this issue. Some more numbers. 2,200 American servicemen killed at Pearl Harbor. We want to kill 3,000 Japanese, including 100,000 on the night. 2,800 Americans in 9/11. We want to kill 400,000 people in Afghanistan and Iraq. They weren't accused of genocide. You had, if they were elected, the jihadist cartel to run their country, and they incurred into Texas. And on a per capita basis, killed 35,000 people in the populated University of Texas. And on the way back, took the freshman class at SMU College, and Israel is not allowed to prosecute a war. And they are prosecuting a war more humanely than we have done. The ratio of combatants to civilians is civilian death to combatant mortality is lower than it was in Mosul, lower than it was in prosecuting a war. They're allowed to fight back.
I'm thinking there of Scott Galloway's thoughts on war. Yeah, this is a little clip, but Norm, is Israel held to a different standard in its own defense than the rest of the world?
I think that's very well put. And looking at it this way has persuaded me that people will just need to grow accustomed to Israel winning. It's an important point there hidden in the main focus of that clip that somehow the world is obsessed with Jews. Somehow the world is obsessed with Jews and obsessed with Israel. But hidden in that clip is also the reality that people are just uncomfortable with Jews winning wars as Jews. The previous policy of Israel was like the policy of the United States regarding the Soviet Union, not direct confrontation, but containment. Well, containment didn't work. Our land, Israel, and proceeded to slaughter the equivalent of 35,000 Israelis and our friends, because they also slaughtered African people, Asian people. They slaughtered Americans on November 7th, 2023. The world can minimize it as much as they want. They can blame the victim as much as they want. They can suddenly betray their stance of believing all women. They believe all women unless they're Jewish women, in which case they just make up lies. The world's discomfort with Jews winning wars. The Gaza war is which Israel is winning and will continue to win. The Hezbollah war with Lebanon's occupying military terrorist force there. Hezbollah is an Iranian military funded and trained and armed military occupation of southern war handily. And so again, after years of kind of passive retreat from diaspora prior to that, this is a new tactic. The tactic is we will fight them where they've tried to commit genocide, and we're not going to let them. We're going to break them. I just want to be very clear. If you come and bother Jews, we're coming for you. If you point a gun at us, we will come and take those guns out of your hand, and we're not going to do it gently. Go end it there, Scott.
Norm, a very articulate, passionate defense of Israel there, the Israeli people. And yeah, I mean, I do think this is a subtle form of anti-Semitism. Well, not a subtle form, sorry, no, it's not subtle, but it's a form of anti-Semitism that Galloway identifies there, right? That this is not, there's a discomfort with when Gentiles do it, and people were not comfortable. No one call this genocide, and when we have in asymmetrical warfare decimate our enemies, but when Israel does it, it somehow is genocidal, which I think you have to ask some serious questions about. Yeah. So, Daniel, welcome to the stage. How are you? we like ringing endorsements here on this show. We love it.
No, I don't want to repeat everything that was said. I just like maybe one thing that I think it's like different parties that are using it, Israel, like the Israel conflict, not just the Islamists, but also like Russia and China. They say that this is a topic that is dividing the Western societies and actually tears them up. And I think they also push stories from both sides to kind of radicalize the topic. And politicians worldwide basically are, they can just say to people, wake up, let free society that has anti-Semitism, yes, it targets the Jews, but it corrupts the entire society. That's it.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you for that. And we're talking about two of the most popular shows. Of course, Saturday we have Ask Uncle Steve, which runs 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. EST. That's 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Pacific Standards on the left coast. And we also Ask the Atheist, same time, Eastern, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Sundays at 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. if you're on the left coast. And Uncle Steve, what say you today?
I just wanted to point out when he says ask me.
Okay.
All right, ask Uncle Steve. Hello, everybody, and from the bottom of my heart, I hope all of you have an amazing, happy hump day.
Can I just say that, in my opinion, the liberal, progressive, free atheist terrorists on this app and across the world, one of their reasons why they're so politically polarized is because the truth of the matter is they are atheists. They don't see the beauty, the value of God and the wisdom and the knowledge in the books of God. And these people IQ regress. They don't believe in intelligence and information, gathering knowledge, implementing peace in their own personal lives. They don't the self, they don't study philosophy. And Steve here is a Jew. He's a very successful man, but I would just say that with the Democrat thieves and communists, atheism is at the root cause of their own personal problems, the root cause of their political strife. Incomplete.
How dare you? How dare you?
Of course, everybody remembers Greta Thunberg's speech.
Uncle Scott, I have sound board jelly. I have a sound board envy. Uncle Scott, I had a rap. I just could hear that like another couple of times.
Sure. I'll give you the 8-second version. Oh, that's too quiet. Let's do the regular one.
How dare you? How dare you?
That's a good.
Currently working, so I'm listening to you in the background, and I've got a lot of work to do through the remainder of the week. So I would say, unfortunately, the remainder of the week. But as we've been doing for the past 5 years, as you said, thank you. 7 a.m. Pacific Standard, Saturday and Sunday will be going again.
And Uncle Steve has said repeatedly on today's topic that he is but that does not mean Israel gets a blank check, right, Uncle Steve? But you are a supporter of Israel gets a blank check, right?
That I'm a supporter of Israel. No country gets a blank check, and I do believe that they have the right to live in the geographical boundaries that have been established, just like the United States has the right to stay in their geographical boundaries. So yes, that's true. But I do not give them a blank check. No.
We're thrilled to always have you on the stage. I don't think that anyone have a blank check, especially not Israel. If there's a group of people that is criticizing Israel government more than anyone is the Israelis.
Israel or real things, not made up things. So criticize Israel 100% legitimate. No, and otherwise, if they say that it's stupid. Yeah, I mean, no, I've never been. Israel is fiercely critical of its own government, just like the United States. And this is part of a liberal democracy, right? In a liberal democracy like Israel, you are free to critique the government. You're free to protest the government's actions. You are free to not support the ongoing war efforts. And I wish that in a lot of illiberal states that exist in the region, you had those same freedoms. But unfortunately, you don't. How about the liberals who support they stand by, for example, on the liberal democracy? In fact, we have people like Emerald that make the name and speak out racist things. I'm not sure how tolerant and how this is not happening in Gaza or West Bank. We not speak out against Hamas. And the liberals should understand that the lack of criticism doesn't mean that there is no criticism. There are no reporting on rates in one country, or it's clear that Medina Chad once said that there are no gays, or in the newspapers. Even when they show people, you will not find it on the liberal media. So it's liberal anymore. They're gonna hijack also the word progressive or liberal, because I thought I was one, but now I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm not happy on that. It's great to hear from you, Daniel. We've had a lively room today. It's a lot of fun. I think largely we've had Israel supporters. We have not had many Israel detractors that we know interested in supporting the other side. Loud and proud.
Can I just say Jewish philosophy, if I may? Bible and accusations and slander against Israel, against genocide from these anti-Zionists, and they don't wash culture or quash or do any kind of thing that would upset the balance. They want equilibrium.
Let's be John. You got to use the correct language. The Jewish word for buffet is smorgasbord.
What I'm just saying is the Middle East needs an equilibrium, and the security situation with terrorism and the polarization and ideology, Cold War. Israel is a state consistently and unfortunately always at war with security. Israel doesn't want that type of aggression. If we could somehow create an equilibrium, peace, but it's the conflict between Islam, the ideology of it, versus the Jews, which, if you look at the Charter of Medina, the history, unfortunate reality, peace won't give up their weapons. The gun is a political tool of survival. And I just hope that and contact Clubhouse Security and say, just go to Amir's room and listen to how he promotes terrorism, murder of people for the sake of political gain. That's what Amir's room does. It's an echo chamber of mind virus, brain rot, hate. They don't read books. They don't do peaceful meditation songs, praying for internal peace, for world peace. They promote murder. Hello?
Nobody puts baby in the corner. Nobody puts my candidate in the corner. Where do you go?
I'm just saying there's a double standard when it comes to Israel hate. It's on YouTube. It's on all platforms. Has only just begun censoring the insane Jewish libel, slander, hate, defamation, murder, death these platforms distribute. It's very dangerous to be, in my opinion, to go out with Jewish representation, meaning a yarmulke or a tzitzit. If you go to a liberal progressive Democrat meeting or event, there are women and men that really hate Jews now because of all that Gaza was cooked. and bizarre and terrifying that and when you see the insanity of these Islamic terrorists, Islamist pirates raping, taking hundreds of hostages, we're talking about like an apocalyptic footage that cannot should happen again. Huge security failure. I mean, personally, I don't understand why, it's really the art of surprise, war, and all these decisive battles. I have a book on the 15 most decisive battles in human history. And thank God we have Trump, because Trump knows the art of surprise. And Pete Hegseth and our military leaders now aren't men up as women, are prosecuting the leakers in the administration and in the apparatus who are constantly sharing classified information, military intelligence information. We have a serious government now, and Israel has a serious government and people that are in a war against terrorism.
Thank you so much. I'm going to play here, Elnor, a clip. By the way, Faria, nice to see you. I'm going to play a little clip, Norm, from Bill Maher debating Hesperian. It's a very short clip on Israel and Hamas, the Israel-Hamas conflict. By the way, El Normo, I just wanted to make it be known that this is from today's commentary news. 44% of American Muslims have a favorable view of Hamas, most half. So I don't know what we need a word. Appalled but not surprised. Is that the kind of proper response? I don't know.
No, that's good.
Here we go.
Trump is a big fan.
How dare you? Here we go. Here's a little Bill Maher and Atticus.
Israel has been being attacked by Hamas. First of all, the entire Arab world rejected them for 75 years, kept trying to make a deal. They kept saying, no, we want it all. That's what from the river to the sea means. It means we want it all. We don't want to compromise. They've never wanted to compromise.
Let's say our country was occupied by Mexico, right? We have a bunch of people who are occupying our land, and then they decide,
It's
we're
not
going to
your land.
let me what goes in, what comes out.
We're attacking.
We're going to mow the lawn and just decide to slaughter people because they allegedly threw rocks. They have literally
Well, they
nuclear.
didn't allegedly.
I mean, Israel has nuclear weapons, Bill.
Well, they have nuclear weapons, which they don't use. If Hamas
No, they don't use it. But just pretend
If Hamas had a nuclear weapon, how many seconds would it take before they used it on Israel?
I have no. I'm pretty sure the very land that Hamas cares about would be dumped.
Well, then they would be martyrs, and that would be a good thing, because that's their death world. That's why they strap suicide vests sometimes on children. The fact that you can't see the moral difference between these two sides always amazes me.
I don't see the moral difference when you have like Bezalel Smotrich and Ben Gvir dominating the entire population of Gaza.
Okay, they're not talking about
And these are not. They are. They're up front. They're like, listen. I'm willing to admit, because it's the truth, that what Hamas did on October 7th was a fucking killing innocent people.
admit that.
But you have a difficult time at least acknowledging the atrocities that have been committed against innocent civilians in Gaza.
Well, it depends on what you call an atrocity. All wars are going to have
A
atrocities.
double tap on a hospital?
All war.
I could do that.
A double tap on a hospital? So when the first responders come up?
I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I vaguely remember the thing.
Right.
Yeah, first of all, that's an old terrorist trick.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do all the time.
Okay, but you've at least been acknowledged that the idea of doing that was wrong?
Yeah, I'm sure they have committed what we would call war crimes, as every army did every war.
Right, including our own.
Yeah, correct. In every war, including the Civil War.
Scott, I think your mic is away.
I think Scott is involved in a real life conversation.
No, that's
between
Bill Maher. He's talking with that woman from the Young
We
Turks.
heard that part, but then we heard Scott talking in the background.
Oh, I see. And it's chess. It's a chess game or a check game of life and liberty. And the American.
Victory.
I would just, if you saw the videos of Democrat Speaker Jeffries, Hakeem, from a public relations standpoint, his Democrat progressives, his socialist, communist, liberals, when they see him screaming Israel today, Israel forever, and they label him an AIPAC bought out candidate, they're not wrong. He's not necessarily, Hakeem Jeffries, he's a lawyer from Georgetown, and he's a schmuck, and he's a politician. You could say the spice must flow, that, if you say austerity now, you might be the dumbest economist in the world, because we live in a global mountain of debt. Every major country that does fiat currency and currency manipulation and growing the economy by increasing the deficits, it becomes like a civilizational chessboard type of dynamic. And I saw a really interesting quote from Lindsey Graham today that I'd like to briefly read to you. You're going to get a kick out of this one.
I've heard two rumors about him, John. One, that he's gay, and two, that he's dead. And I have a feeling one of them is true.
Well, listen to this. This, I think, really speaks to the truth of the situation. This is a quote by Lindsey Graham. The stakes remind me of a question I once asked Graham on a long flight over Central Asia. At what point in his career, I wondered, had he gathered the boldness to assert himself so overtly in foreign policy? This was Lindsey Graham's response. When I was first elected to the House, he recalled, I looked for they who run things, they who know how things really work, they who know what they're doing. I couldn't find the they. After that, he went to the Senate, but there's still no they. And then I started to get invited to the White House, and the closed door brief concluded is that there is no they. There is only we. And we usually don't know what the fuck we are doing.
Reverend Scott, what do you think? Do you believe the rumors are true that Lindsey Graham is A, gay, and or B, dead?
I think the question really is Mitch McConnell alive? We know that Lindsey Graham had some sugar in his tank. Steve, I was wondering, I have so many books on God, wisdom, on knowledge, all this information. And now when I listen to atheist rooms and I hear people debating with Christians or Muslims or Jews or any faith, what I have realized, what's happening in the communication dynamic is it's a put-down game. A little bit like the Gong Show, because the atheists aren't actually saying anything intelligent. They are simply doing put-down communication. Do not see the stupidity of that game, because the atheist is not sharing any information. The atheist is just doing put-down communication over. It's like the Gong Show. So there's no intelligence, no information. It's like a book. So it's very limited communication. And I just wonder, do you not see the stupidity of atheist communication? Oh, I see. Steve is busy filing Social Security disability income claims for thousands of illegals in California. Got to pay the kids' college bills. Welcome to Casa de Appel with my mod squad. Hold on! If a mod speaking, go on mute, go on mute, go on mute. Okay, you're kicked to the goo. Welcome to the Steve Apple experience. I am a Fagala, and I am out of the closet. I was part of the lifestyle. And now here on Clubhouse in Casa de Appel, you can hear me scream at people and say, hold on a minute, go on mute, a gazillion times as I sip my Bacardi and have a cigarette in the Casa de Appel. Hold partner and the pool boy is here. It's the Steve Apple Atheist Show. Go ahead, JC.
Well, Steve, I feel like what this theist is saying is just as ridiculous as saying there's a God that lives on the sun.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this app is a put-down app. It's not an audio book. It's not a two-tier Christian atheists. So, what we're talking about is lonely, boring people that have nothing better to do with their time, and they say to themselves, well, actually, this might be the best. And a Social Security employment lawyer expert. He's a super paralegal. Not a lawyer, just a super Jane, welcome to the show!
Mm-hmm.
Jane is a campaign contributor. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Listen, Jane, I know you suffer from toxoplasmosis from all your cat poop exposure over the years, but what we're here is hello? What we're trying to do here is help Scott and Steve communication consult. And he's giving us his free time to consult with the way that we produce and use our time. And we only get 2.5 billion seconds to live on average, so let's just consider what John Kitover is saying right now is a plug. You know, like the 1990s twin flame.
No, I haven't.
Projection Mirror says what? The Ashkenazi Insane Asylum? Hello?
Oh.
Dr. Yakov.
Where's Scott?
Dr. Yakov, I'm wondering.
Psychologically tested as we speak.
Hi, Yakov.
Hi, how are you? Jane, did you pass? Oh, just leave.
She said hello and had to pop out quickly. Yakov, I'm wondering, do you think that.
No.
No? Interesting. Scott, welcome back to the show. I just thoroughly roasted you and Dr. Steve, aka Steve Apple, the world famous atheist. Welcome back to your show, Scott.
Do they pay, like, per event? Like, how does it, what's... What, like, only certain religions, or civil? Like, what are they looking for?
The first part of communicating successfully is knowing if your audience can hear you. And as you're witnessing, Scott has no self-awareness because no one can hear him as he speaks.
Scott, you're a little low. Sorry. There we go. That's better. And I'd like to play the next clip afterwards.
Go ahead. By the way, this clip is on the video. You can watch my wedding scene if you want. It's in the thing. Go ahead, Uncle Steve.
All right, so this is in response
to polarization ideology.
When you were gone. Some people are really fucking stupid. How many really stupid people you run into during the day? God damn, there's a lot of stupid bastards walking around. Carry them cat pencil until you wind up with 30 or 40 days by the end of the day. Look at it this way. Think how stupid the average person is, and then realize half of them are stupider than that. And it doesn't take you very long to spot one of them, does it?
Peace needs an equilibrium, and the security situation with terrorism and the polarization and ideology. I was in Israel in 2002, and I met with Palestinians that crossed over from the West Bank, risking their lives to come talk to a group of American Jews on Birthright Israel.
And we met with Israeli generals talking about the conflict with Egypt, the Cold War there. Israel is a state consistently and unfortunately always at war for security. Israel doesn't want that type of aggression if we could somehow create an equilibrium and a peace. But it's the conflict between Islam, the ideology of it, versus the Jews, which, you know, if you look at the Charter of Medina, the history is there for the politicization and the ideology and the conflict and the friction. It's a very unfortunate reality. But the truth is that strength is the great joy of the world. And the individuals who don't want peace, that won't give up their weapons, you know, the gun is a political tool of survival. And I just hope that we can get a lot of these insane terrorists kicked off of this app, like Amir, and we can contact Clubhouse security and say, just go to Amir's room and listen to how he promotes terrorism, murder of innocent people for the sake of political. That's what Amir's room does. It's an echo chamber of mind virus, brain rot, hate. They don't read books. They don't do peaceful meditation songs, praying for internal peace, for world peace. They promote murder. So how do we let platforms like this get away with it? Why doesn't Clubhouse censor these terrorists? Hello?
Nobody puts baby in the corner. Nobody puts my baby in the corner. Where'd he go? That's strange.
I'm just saying there's a double standard when it comes to Israel hate, to Jew terrorism, murder, communication. The double standard is not just on this app, it's on YouTube, it's on all platforms. TikTok has recently only just begun censoring the insane Jew Bible slander, hate, defamation, murder, death threats that these platforms do. It's very dangerous to be, in my opinion, to go out with Jewish representation, meaning a yarmulke or a tzitzit. If you go to a liberal progressive Democrat meeting or event, there are women and men that really hate Jews now because of all the propaganda that has been created on these platforms in the past couple. This needs an equilibrium, and the security situation with terrorism and polarization and ideology. I was in Israel in 2002, and I met with Palestinians that crossed over from the West Bank, risking their lives to come talk to American Jews on birthright Israel. And we met with Israeli generals talking about the conflict with Egypt, the Cold War there. Israel is a state consistently and unfortunately always at war for security. Israel doesn't that type of somehow create an equilibrium and a peace, but it's the conflict between Islam, the ideology of it, versus the, you know, if you look at the Charter of Medina, the history and the ideology and the conflict and the friction, it's a very unfortunate reality, is that strength is the great joy of the world. And to don't a peace that won't give up their weapons, you know, the gun is a tool of survival. And I just hope that we can get a lot of these insane terrorists kicked off of this app, like Amir, and we can contact Clubhouse security and say, just go to Amir's room and listen to he promotes terrorism, murder of innocent people for the sake of political of mind virus, brain rot for world peace. They promote murder. How do we let platforms like this get away with it? Why doesn't Clubhouse security censor these terrorists? Hello?
Nobody puts baby in the corner. Nobody in the corner. That's strange.
I'm just saying there's a double standard when it comes to Israel, to Jew hate, to Jew terrorism, murder, communication. The double standard is not just on this app, it's on YouTube, it's on all
platforms. TikTok has recently only just begun censoring the insane Jewish libel, murder, death threats that these platforms distribute. It's very dangerous. In my eyes, with Jewish representation, meaning a yarmulke or a tzitzit, if you go to a liberal progressive Democrat meeting or event, there are women and men. All the propaganda that has been created on these platforms over the past situation with terrorism and
It was just a random guy. People are amazing what they will follow, what they believe, or told once fits their view, whether it's real, true, logical.
access to information or desire to want to even read information. I'm surrounded by 10,000 books. You know, these atheist, theist, debate room, bro rooms, all they do is circle jerk each other infinitely all day long. It's a waste of time. It's like people never went to college, never read a book. Social audio won't fix shit for you or the world. This is a circle jerk for schmucks. Go read a book. Go to the gym, fatty.
Scott,
Kitover, he's got you read a book, fatty.
I've got a question for you. That debate of Kasparian and Mark, was that from 2025 or was it a recent one?
It was recent.
So there's one they did in like December of 2025.
Might have been that one. It was
Scott, he's policy because we're like trillions of dollars in debt. Like what, 30 something, almost 40, John?
Tell us, Chuck.
Tell us the number. John got up, walked away from his computer, I guess.
Well, I tell you when you don't ask him.
Yeah, he's not. John likes to come in when he's an irritant. Like he's a gadfly, and it's not when you invite him conversationally. It's a turnoff.
You have to tell him, you have to say, John, stop the fuckery. Be serious. You have to give your actual opinion.
I always do give my actual opinion.
He goes on his like schizophrenic thing and comes back to the actual.
Oh, really? You're the one who gets my YouTube accounts clipped because you make death threats against the N-words. You got the most foul mouth on this app. Ozra's the biggest, most pernicious, psychotic, the spoiler of my YouTube accounts. He says horrible things. Stuff that shouldn't be uttered because it's not coming from a place of peace inside of him. It's coming from a state of anxiety, depression, and rage and anger. Truly, if you want peace on the earth, you need to create peace within yourself, in the self, inside. That's the source of the peace you're looking for. There's nowhere else to go but within. That's the truth of the earth. All you got to do is know the secret of the earth, which is ear, the first 3 letters of earth. Ear, listen. Use your ears. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen twice as much as you speak at least. That's the truth of the earth. And I am completed.
I think you're on the brink of a religion.
Well, I'm projecting peace, aren't I? As opposed to projecting war or death threats. A lot of people on here, if I just say come on here, I say peace, 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 peace. Peace now, peace now, peace now. Well, that's better than 99% of all the slop you're going to hear on this app. Peace now, peace now, peace now, peace now.
Some people never want to. A lot of I think we're contributing some quality content today. By the way, I want to welcome Caleb, one of the great rabbinic figures on the app. Caleb, great to see you. I'm glad you're having some summer golf in your life. And how's it going? Caleb is
All's good. All's good. Had a lovely kosher turkey BLT club. Delicious. At the Deli King.
You have a little mayonnaise on that? What's the condiments on it?
Yeah, mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, microwave.
That sounds delicious.
It's a real Jewish sandwich. All is well. How's the room going?
I say peace
You
now.
know, a lot of clips today. We're talking about the Democratic Party, which I have been. We're talking about situation with terrorism and the polarization and ideology.
Hey Scott, speaking of clips, can I clarify something? One of your clips you played about like a while ago.
Sure, go ahead.
Well, it's something about there being no protests, for like, I don't know, like not like.
Some people never went to college, never read a book. Social audio won't fix shit for you or the world. This is a circle jerk game of dinner for schmucks. Go read a book, go to the gym, fatty.
I've got a question for you. That debate of Kasparian and Moore, was that from 2025 or was it a recent one?
It was recent.
So the one they did in like December of 2025.
Some people never went to college, never read a book. Social audio won't fix shit for you or the world. This is a circle jerk game of dinner for schmucks. Go read a book, go to the gym, fatty.
Hey, Scott.
Flip it!
I've got a question for you. That debate of Kasparian and
It's a public party. You want to contribute? It's a public party. NYU is very actively wrote process.
Maxie, can you, moderators, can I point us back to the title of the room? Maxie, can you answer the, moderators, can we get back to the title of the room? Are Democrats obsessed with Israel? And am I saying the word Israel correct? Because Israel, L is basically the secret name for God. Like, look at El Normo. Why does he put L in front of normal? I heard norm. The normative is the guardian angel, the sweet spot. And so, to me, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus here because I feel like, the fact that I'm still even on this stage with Steve Apple. Steve, I started a new show. It's called the Steve Apple Show. Because in my opinion, Steve, if Judaism means anything, it really means the art of communication. And I think you're a master communicator. I think Scott is a master communicator. I think El Normo is a master of communication. And I think Caleb.
I'm a master of debate.
I agree. I'm a
master at baiting people, which I guess would make me, well, okay.
I'm a master baiter.
See, the fact that green beans can toss people to the goo and you can't do like a timed rotator where everybody gets like 1 minute and it rotates through the panel, like that would be a real, high school, college, club type of debate where you get to speak uninterrupted. And if our freedom of speech in our Constitution and Declaration on communication means anything, it means the freedom to say controversial things and upsetting things, but death threats, you can't do that. It's against the law. And I agree with that law. But I will just say, if a mob of Democrats, socialists, liberal, progressives are on my street corner trying to burn my house down, well, I could understand why Napoleon would roll out the cannons and the guillotines. And because the mob is not a political movement. The mob is a group of thieves and criminals looking to steal, rob, rip, and tear your property away from your flesh and kill you. We have to have law and order. And we have to have transparency. And these propaganda and ideologically polarized terrorist support, terrorist promotion rooms have to end. We have to get Amir's room shut down on this app. The fact, the moderators, the security on this app, Joe Armenia, if anyone in this room knows Joe Armenia, tell him to go sit in Amir's room for an hour a day and at least listen to what they say. They are promoting terrorism, the murder of innocent people for political gain. These people are sick. They are part of the resistance. They see their communication as being part of a resistance. They think that terrorist thugs in the Middle East are the resistance against against law and order. Basically, they're deranged.
Nobody wants
Hello?
to interrupt.
Oh my goodness! Look who it
Yeah,
is.
I don't want to interrupt a lot.
Hello?
Hello? Fashusta.
Sorry, your
Judge,
comment was kind of bullshit, and it sucked. I apologize for what I'm saying.
we will go, Caleb.
Substantively, so as not to be bullshitty, which part do you disagree with?
Which part did I not agree with would be the better question to ask.
Anonymous. I'm sure you know what synonymous means.
That the
Which part do you disagree with?
what he was indicating was I think that it actually is a measure of society and where we are today. The fact that we can have this guy, John Kitover, who's literally recorded all of our conversations and posted them on.
You said he was bullshitting. Which part do you disagree with? Which part is the bullshit?
Oh, I don't think he actually believes in anything that he says.
Which part do you think he doesn't believe?
Oh, and anything that he
No, you're avoiding. You interrupted him to say that he was bullshitting. Which part is the bullshit? Otherwise, you're bullshit.
Projection mirror says what? The projection activation detection system has been activated.
okay, off. Sorry.
Fine synchronous $10 for using profanity.
I don't think you actually like that much of a disagreement with me.
Justice for all wants to come on stage and kind of yell curse words like
I briefings at the White House. Got it. Clubhouse is a social audio conference call app for circle jerk participants to do dinner for schmuck pudding games and sit here and talk endlessly but never read books and get any new knowledge whatsoever. Hello?
You don't read books. That's what I took from your speech.
Projection alert system has recorded another projection.
Fushta.
Exactly. Fushta is what is from the movie Dead and Loving It when Mel Brooks or Liam Neeson, they couldn't let it go and had to get the last word. And so the last word was Fushta. But that comes from Jewish folklore where we're saying, we know the secret word. And this Yiddishkeit, Mashiach now kind of guy, he was hiding in the cornfield and he heard these witches, these social liberal, progressive, Democrat, communist, abortionist, World War III vaccine type ladies. They were saying, he doesn't know the secret word. And then guess what? The witch says, what's the secret word? And the witch said, Fushta!
Hear this person?
Fushta!
He's a little insane. He's a little insane. That's for certain.
and that's just feature, not a
Right. That's a feature. Yes, Norm. Yes.
No, it is not you would have paid for.
Yeah, and see the thing is, if you want to come on stage and say that John Kitover is totally nuts, totally psycho, you can't believe a single word that says, that's cool. We or Norm or whoever probably wouldn't have challenged you, but when you come on stage and you say everything you said is wrong and the appropriate.
No.
Could I just finish? I'll be quick. I promise. I don't ramble for a long time. But when the appropriate follow-up question, which Norm said, and I thought was very exactly what did he say was wrong? Saying, okay, ABC 1, 2, 3, you kind of hemmed and hawed. So I just wanted to point out that fact. That's all.
I just want to point out the fact that if you're an atheist, and if you're a theist, And if you really believe in the existence and power of the Supreme Lord, when you're speaking out loud and praising God, when you're praising God, God is name. And I want God, Hashem Rabbono Shalom, to take his nachas, Shoma, and shove it right up Steve's 7th chakra and activate all his 7 chakras so that he can come.
It's penalty box for 2 minutes. He's got 5 minutes in the penalty box, and we'll bring it back up.
And he can go with the more of his choice clip.
And the nachas.
And for the record, as soon as I came in, he started attacking me and saying all these things that weren't true. And rather than responding, my choice was just to remain silent. And I didn't even respond to it until Reverend Scott came in the room. What did I miss? And then I thought it was very appropriate to play the George Carlin clip because it just perfectly expressed what I was feeling. But I didn't feel the need to, respond to him because I've challenged him to debates before. He's talked about debates. He couldn't hold a candle to me. Ism is stupid and ridiculous and the cause of everything. Here's an open-ended invite. I'll debate him anytime.
This is why the church of this is just. I don't know how many examples I can give, but we've seen example after example of people really okay the world. Gas up. That is a thing. People want to believe that there was a negotiation that was arbitrarily designed and it didn't work out. Of this happening across the globe at this point. That I'm when on somebody that can actually get shit done, do a better job.
All right. Is this another account? All right, Caleb, in honor of your lunch sandwich mention.
Hey, David, I can't catch up. That thing is perfect. I'm so off. So I it's not you, it's the writing. Why do you mean? No, we were just. I was in his office. Sorry, on your phone. Yeah. You go outside. Yeah, pick it out. Check out the pilot.
What is happening?
Guess what? Leo's. They named a sandwich after me. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, you're kidding. Got a sandwich. That's wonderful, man. That's on the board. You've arrived. I am on the board. That is fantastic. Yep. That's all. The thing about it, I was wondering, because I know you don't go in there very much. I'm in there 3 times a week. And in as much as you don't go there, I was just thinking that maybe, because my sandwich is a great sandwich, and I'm not really a fish guy. It's kind of you gotta like fish. You like fish, but anyway. So I was thinking maybe you wouldn't mind switching. Switching sandwich? Yeah, because you don't go in there. I'd like to eat my own sandwich. It would be fun to go in with my dad and eat my own sandwich, Alright. What's the harm? Really? Yeah. No, fantastic. Just so everyone asks you what's in my new sandwiches. Oh, okay. It's whitefish. Whitefish? Whitefish. Whitefish and sable. Sable is a fish. It's a fish. Smoked fish. Two fishes. Yeah, but they blend very well together. So maybe some capers. I'm not sure. If you don't like it, negotiable. That's not onions.
So how they feel, Lidor?
Hey everybody, I'm a book.
Yeah, they're just happy that.
I'm a book. Have you heard of me?
When I speak Spanish,
Many of you haven't read a book in years, but here I am.
Okay. Well, Caleb, I assume you're not going to be bringing Larry David anytime soon.
No Larry Davids, although we're planning on Monday. I'm like, I don't fish. Whitefish salad? I'll take whitefish salad.
Salmon and whitefish are halfway to the sandwich. All you need is capers, then you're going to Larry David.
Either you got it all. Some red onions, cream sauce.
And Jeff adds the capers. That just makes it. What else? Capers. Not the best option.
What's the consensus? Democrats are obsessed with this.
Yeah, hey, Caleb, you're a Democrat and a rabbi. You want to speak to the topic? I mean, give us some rabbinical wisdom on the topic at hand.
I don't know if I have any rabbinic wisdom. I think it's kind of true. It's kind of true. And what I find bothersome about it is the unique attention that Democrats have to Israel and the unique way that they say Israel is the singular evil of the world. And just if Israel would stop doing what Israel does, then the world better. I don't think that's exclusive to the Democrats, the far Democrats, or whatever. I think some of them are saying similar kinds of things. It's pretty bothersome. I don't know what I will do politically, voting-wise. It's going to be a big challenge for me, I think. But yeah, it's not great when the Jews and Israel become a central part of domestic politics. It's never good for the Jews. Never good for the Jews.
And what did you think, Caleb, of Rahm Emanuel's attempt to threaten the Union? I think Rahm Emanuel was trying to stake out some new ground around this, kind of moving away from the J Street position or something, or maybe defending the old J Street. I mean, the old J Street position used to be Netanyahu, don't support the government, but I'm a staunch supporter of Israel. But it seems like that's too much to say.
I think he's going to have trouble, honestly. I think he tried. I think he there was some nice talk. There was some tough love. He tried. He will be immediately invalidated and already is invalidated by the far left. Because he still calls himself a Zionist. Because he still cares about the continuation of the state of Israel. So, even as someone in the left, he's going to keep talking. He's going to keep talking like this.